for the next part of Limbus Company. Actually, it's been a couple of hours because... let me just say it. It was a thunderstorm. I didn't notice the thunderstorm. My internet connection got really bad. So yeah. At the very least, it gave me a lot of time to think about our party, right? In the last part I mentioned that I wanted to think about our next upcoming main party for Don and Co. And after some very careful considerations and a couple of hours of spare time, I think I have found it. The optimal team. The supreme team of coffee. The overworked coffee club. Which has been officially approved by Cecit himself. As you can see, if you look at Faust, she has a cup of coffee. Okay? Then we look at Yeseng, he has mint coffee. Then we look at Honglu's side with his other mint coffee cup. And then we look for Gregor with his cup of coffee. Isn't it perfect? We have a quartet of coffee drinker. At all points of time. Honglu is the morning, Gregor's the evening. I'm not entirely sure when Yeseng is drinking his coffee, but that's mysterious. He could drink in the middle of the day. And Faust, I don't think Faust has a concept of time. She drinks it when it is most efficient. For her, at least. Right? She pretty much drinks it on the fly. It could be pretty much like Yeseng at any point of time. At any point of time in the day. Which kind of makes those two the president of the coffee club, because they can literally drink it whenever. And then of course, we have our honorable guest, Massault. The guy that can pull multiple all-nighters in a row without a single cup of coffee. Simply because he's so freaking tired of everything and he just wants to get things done. Even though he looks a bit extra tired on this picture. I mean, look at this little crack there. I'm not entirely sure if he ate anything for days, but I guess it's gonna be fine, right? After all, our main character probably ate his share. Don the troublemaker, the sheep, the carnivorous sheep that tries to put everyone to sleep because she noticed that everyone refuses to take any nap times during the night and they literally drink one cup of coffee after the other. She's running around with her sheep cosplay through the whole building in hopes that somebody starts to count her moves. Which technically might be able to put them to sleep at some point, but it never works, right? But it doesn't mean that she's not going to try. I think this team is gonna work out quite nicely. Now sure, I know, they don't really share the same ailment attributes, seeing how, I think Faust is charge, yes. Honglu is charge, with a little bit of rapture, yes, a little bit of rapture. And I think Gregor is Rapture Tremor with charge. Okay, at the very least he fills in the charge role. He technically is also a little bit of charge. Only a little bit, with a bunch of Tremor and attack down. And, well, Don is all but Rapture. I'm not entirely sure if this is actually going to play out that nicely with each other. We probably won't be able to keep up with the Rapture count because we kinda need an entire party of Rapture guys in order to make that work. And Talisman Sinclair as well. But it should be fine, right? It should be fine. Rapture's on the side. It's all about the coffee after all. It is all about the coffee. Now there's one little problem though to the whole combination. I was kind of hoping to get V-Ortis into this. Because I just got her recently. She looks so cool. I really wish that I would be able to bring her along, but I double checked. There's no coffee tap anywhere. We have Yeseng in the background, but there's not a single piece of coffee or a cup of coffee in the entirety of the picture. And I'm pretty sure if we uptie her, there's not gonna be any coffee either, so maybe in the next team we might be able to bring her out. I mean, let's be serious, for Massault it could work. He's the guy that gets things done. This identity screams for serious business. Surely I can fit her into the next team, right? It's only a matter of time, Otis. Just you wait, you're going to become the Prime Queen of my soul's chapter. I'm telling you, it's only going to be a matter of time. Now then, in order to prepare them for the upcoming battles ahead, after all, we have just entered the murderous warped ring, I think we need to uptie at least Honglu and Gregor today. Yeah, those two are still lagging behind. She's already 3 or 4? It's 3, 3, 4. Yeah, at the very least, I think I want to uptie those two. Just in order to get the level 3 and support skill activated. We don't really need the support skill, but you know what I mean, right? You know what I mean. At the very least, they need to get the 3rd skill, which might come in handy because this is going to give us some barriers. And more rapture. We all need more rapture. Right, Honglu? Certainly. Now please, enjoy your coffee. Oh, is this a new lesson? I hope it's about something new for once. Uh-huh. Actually speaking, that kind of looks like a serious picture as well. We might even be able to bring him into my Swords chapter. With Otis. Huh? Maybe at some point I get more warp corp ideas. Then I could actually make a warp team around here. Ah, that was delicious. Which place should we try next? You do you. I merely followed you on a whim. You're on your own next time. Aw, that sucks. The child pouted, but the other child's only response was to puff out an apathic stream of smoke. Alright, how's it going with training the new hires? That seems like an interesting job. More dreary than grabbing lunch with you. Getting relegated to BS is exasperating. I'm sure it feels fresh every day though, doesn't it? You get to see all kinds of different reactions to learning the truth from the newbies, right? Don't care. Why would you even care about that? If you're so eager to see their reaction, train them yourself. Oh, I would love to, it's just that it's not the kind of position that an L2 employee can easily apply to. So, if this is the kind of trash work an L3 gets, I would rather get demoted to L2. The smoking child flicked the butt of a cigarette and walked away, grimacing. Man, it wasn't very motivating, was it? The child now left alone, smacked his lip and sipped the rest of his drink. Ever since he started working here, he never found any satisfaction with the work he was given. Perhaps it would be more accurate to say that he was simply coursing along and giving little thought to the kind of work that he did. It wasn't like he applied to this place because he wanted to. He was just doing whatever the family elder told him to do, drifting to their whims all the way into recall. Most people would kill for even a chance to work for one of the wings, but it seems that the family elder had no trouble pulling some strings to get him a position at V-Corp. Though it was only thanks to his family that he was hired, it would be incorrect to say that he was unfit for the job. Maybe his diligent martial art training from home kind of helped. So he had little trouble carrying out the duties at V-Corp, but I envy you, Ryoshu. Your work seems more interesting than what I've got going on. The child was probably tired of doing what was essentially the same work day after day. Checking out various restaurants near the company's building being his only and recently discovered solace from TD. A colleague of his, who joined VCOM at the same time as he did, was already rising to L3. Her competence clearly acknowledged, will he lag behind at L2. That's too bad. Guess I have to find a place for solo diners from Diner. None of that mattered to the child, however, because he didn't need it to, nor did he want to be acknowledged. Why doesn't he want to be acknowledged? I know that he is a little bit bored about pretty much everything around him. But if he gets a higher position, he's going to experience more interesting things. But maybe he doesn't want that either. I really wonder what's up with Hong Lu. I occasionally don't understand that guy, but what's important is that we keep up with the coffee cup though. This is very important. The coffee cup has to stay. The coffee cup has to stay. Right, Gregor? This is really important. Now, let's see what's up with Gregor. With his chainsaw arm. That gets even more aggressive. Okay, I like to see it. Like to see it. Sounds of a chainsaw rumbling and roaring. Ugh! Sounds of a person's limb being cut. Hurried footsteps making an escape, and another pair of feet following them. This is how the child's outer world always looks like. He takes care of rituals of his office and goes on to handle the next one. Ha! But why is this thing so sluggish now? Oh, there we go. Doesn't really look like a scene too pleasing to keep watching, right? Here, mister. A coffee for you. Well, I'll be. Thanks a bunch. Once he returned to the office after a hard day of work, the child always does the same thing in the same spot. Holding a cup of cheap instant coffee in one hand, he smoked cigarettes until his fatigue yields and goes away. No creamer, huh? You really can't. I've been making coffee for you for months now. How can I forget that you don't want any? Chatting up, the employee who brought the coffee to the child lit their own cigarette. Done with today's work? No, let's see. I got 2 jobs done at once earlier today, so there'll be some rest for me if I handle one early in the morning and one at daybreak. Oh my, are you sure you don't take it too easy? I gotta work hard to earn a lot. There's a fella who works overtime every day too. No? At least it mostly does paperwork. The child exhaled cigarette smoke, making a bitter smile. As the employee said, the child was aware that fatigue was wearing his body down with each passing day. He's human after all. But the child had a dream. If I'm going to make a machine that dress will approve, it will cost a fortune. You're still at it, mister? Course I am, but can't stay in this vicious workshop until I die, now can I? Gotta make my own workshop products and stand on my own. Isn't that right? The child shook his arm with the coffee a little. Sometimes it's a chainsaw, sometimes a dagger, and other times a flamethrower. That arm was his own machine the child had been preparing. Though the child had been working himself to the bone, as he didn't have the funds to apply for an approval or mass production of the arm, he felt he was still fortunate. If even the gear he's been tinkering with all by himself requires an approval, he'd have had to forfeit his dream. Alright, stay safe out there. You know you're the one that keeps our office running, right, mister? Not only massage. The child would only snuff out his cigarette with a snicker. He had no need to answer. Whether it was true or not, it didn't change the fact that it was time for him to get busy. After all, if he can make this thing approved, he could make all the money he could possibly need to finally get a couple of nights of rest, right? That's all that he really wants to. Earn enough money, make it to the top, and finally take a good night nap. With his new and improved arm that he's been working on for years from the looks of it. I mean, literally a shape-shifting arm, a flamethrower, a dagger, an actual hand that is able to hold coffee. It's a one-in-all tool. Probably even better than the 4 arms, but then again there are some benefits of having 4 arms at the same time, since you can do multiple tasks at once. But controlling 4 arms at once is probably going to be a difficult thing to do, which is probably not something that everyone is just able to do on the fly, like Faust. But it's gonna be fine. I'm sure everyone is getting used to this, right? Certainly. Now one thing though. Back to the coffee cup. It's always important. Everyone needs to hold the cup. Now. It's finally time to continue our exploration of the murderous train. And have our very first battle of the day. Inaccessible. Now then. Alright. You guys get the boost for every VCorp ID. So is this fine? Did I get any bonuses? I don't really see any bonuses. I guess this is gonna be fine then. Even though it's a bit weird. I didn't think that the chain thing would still be a thing. I thought that was a special rule for the railway. Huh. Oh well. What do you mean you can't? I mean it in the most literal sense. My access to the Faust input of information, which has always been readily available, is completely severed. Oh, and what if everything about the situation is something that you just simply don't have access to yet? Like you said last time. One cannot completely dismiss that possibility, but even that is uncertain. Every answer Faust has given me was always full of confidence and medical expertise. God, the words around here. I don't think she ever said a sentence that was this full of speculation and doubts. Then, Faust, you are... Yes, at this moment, I am limited to operating only with my own knowledge. Ooh. I cannot discern the cause of this disconnection. More than enough precautions have likely been taken in case of interdimensional traveling, but perhaps Faust did not take into account on occasion in which we may have to access an unidentified dimension such as this. Or even if it was taken into account, this particular dimension may not yet have been subject to cross-observation. If that is not the case, then no, never mind. There was nothing that suggested that my connection to Faust would be lost, not even as we boarded the train. To be honest, this is a rather disagreeable situation for me. Guess this is the very first time that she's actually all alone, without the other Fausts. Alright, for now... No, that has changed everything. I recall the last thing I saw before the hatch of the capsule closed, when Faust told me not to worry too much. Okay, this is just a minor setback, right? Nothing we can beat, right? We got this! It's fine! I began to mutter like I was trying to convince myself. As the manager, my job is to calm everyone down and set their sight on the future, just as Faust did for me immediately before the hatch closed. If you're right about why you were disconnected, then that problem will solve itself once we're off the train, right? And if we ever do run out of options, I just turn the clock and see what happens, right? It's gonna be fine. Don't stress yourself too much. We still have a lot of work ahead of us. Your knowledge, my clock, sinners, and I could feel my confidence taking a hit with every word that came out of my metaphorical mouth, but that seemed to be enough for Faust. She nodded. Did that actually work? Understood. And to the sinners, the fact that we are currently confined to a warp train in operation must be a source of enough stress. I believe that sharing Faust's current state with them would add an unnecessary source of tension. True. What? So waking the store ain't gonna do anything? We're all going to bite it once it opens? Oh, how many times do I have to tell you that you're not strong enough to break this door down? 1 billion years in this box, huh? Oh, that wasn't clear. Yeah, good idea. We should probably not add more tension to this. So, what now? Do we have to take a search sweep around each car or something? In the grand scheme of things, yes. Faust cleared the air with a cough before continuing. By ACORP's standard time scale, approximately 3 days have passed since our departure. As per the contract between Limbus Company and V Corp, I acquired the master keycard placed inside of my capsule and adjusted the hatch setting to open automatically in 3 days. 3 days, huh? I feel like I just blinked and I guess that's hibernation for you. As they were all informed prior to boarding, there's no way for the economy class passenger to enter the first class car. That is why this place has remained untouched. However, cross-referring my own deduction and V-Corp's rather fragmented explanation, I can assume that the situation is currently under progress in the economic class cars. They're probably already figuring out that they're stuck. The part where they trash the shit out of one another, huh? Tearing their limbs off, all that mess, huh? No, wait, I doubt that. I don't think it gets that bad in just 3 days, right? Besides, that's supposed to be business as usual for V Corp, right? There must be something else that's out of the ordinary that they want us to deal with. Precisely. In my opinion, it is... Oh! Hold that thought for a moment! Just as Faust was about to continue, Dawn raised her index finger to her lips and signaled her to be quiet. Dost thou hear out as I do? Scratching? Nay. Rapping? Forsooth, past this gate must be... As Dawn kept listening with her ears to the door, an odd expression of half curiosity and half horror appeared on her face. Is it possible that there must be... Lady Faust? After this very distressful noise, everyone simultaneously turned their heads to look at Faust, who closed her eyes, briefly in thought. Please step aside for a moment, Dawn. It would be best if I observe it with my own eyes. With that, she produced the master keycard from her pocket and approached the panel installed next to the door. Are you sure that you want to open it? Hey, hold on a minute! You're going to just open it? I intend to follow your usual flavor of suggestion, Heathcliff. That there are times in which a physical altercation is preferable to detect ruminations. Huh? My suggestions? Well, I ain't going to disagree with you there, but what's gotten into you, lass? You never listen to him. Usually. After all, how could I deduce anything without seeing it myself? Bleep. Okay. After a brief mechanical bleep. Okay. Hideous creature suddenly crashed through the open door and charged wildly in our direction. What? What? Well, at the very least, they still have a physical form. What the hell happened to those guys? Bloodbag passenger? They look modified. Like an infection, perchance. There's some kind of wires or veins around the attachment. Okay, let's see. Coagulated arm, inflict bleed, 7 power, that's not so bad. Heart blood check, bleed count, 4, 4, 8, 11. Collecting blood. Target 10 blood, deal extra damage, a bunch of bleed, absorb up to 10 bleed potency from the target and heal himself. Maybe they are related to the Blood Lady. I'm never actually sure if she did anything to the passengers like Jay did. But even then, there shouldn't really be any remnants of them, right? They got all discarded after the train arrived. Oh well. Let's just do our usual thing, right? Oh my god. It looks really powerful. A double Zweihander, huh? That she wields with one hand. Now this is gonna be fun. Okay, 15 is strong enough, 14 is good. I have to take that hit, but that's fine. Then again, I could just counter it. 13 is fine, and then I guess we're just going to start off with a 17 hit. We don't really need to go for a stronger boost right away. Except of Faust's case, because she's probably really close to staggering them. Yes, she was. Perfect. And I don't need to worry about the counter-attack at all. Wait, what is that? He did change something? I think they tried to make the stagger bars more obvious. But those extra arrows look a bit weird. Oh well. Okay, what's this? Collection of blood. Gain offensive level and defensive level equal to the value. Maximum of 3. Right, do you guys have passives? Oh yes, they do. Turn end, consume 3 bleed count on itself and gain coagulated blood. Prioritize target with bleed. Turn end. If this unit's fails to deal any damage this turn, gain fragile and offensive level up next turn. Oh, they become stronger but also really frail. That's lovely to see. 14 is good enough. The lure is probably better. 14, yeah, let's go for 14. 17 is a bit risky, but then again, it's 3 against 1 or 2 coins. Yeah, I guess I should probably go for the green one. Yeah, the green one is probably better. 14 is good enough. And you just go for another lust attack. That's fine. Come on, you sang! He's fragile right now. You can certainly reach the stagger bar. Or not. It was relatively close, I take it. Okay, where's Gregor? Ah, of course he lost that one. Should have expected that. I should have really expected that. I mean, let's be serious, the chances weren't really that great. Unless, of course, he was, if he had more sanity. Ooh, 83, just enough to kill it. 65 is good enough. Can I stagger him? Yes, I can. That's a bit finicky, but it should be fine. 14 is good, that is good. 190 damage. That seems a bit of an overkill, but I guess that's fine. And then, of course, another 27. There you go. Actually speaking, how many turns do we have for this fight? Seeing how we were able to bring pretty much all of our sinners into this, they are probably going to give us a couple of waves, right? Which is going to be problematic, seeing how they usually always give us a 10-turn time limit throughout the normal stages. Oh, we only have like 1 wave. Okay, that's fine then. Well, that's absolutely fine. Let's go for 14, 13, 12 is fine. How about the Omnom? Bunch of Envy. 99. Okay, sure, go for it. 47 is fine. And I guess we go for a double deep deploy barrier. This is gonna be nice. Actually speaking, with the barrier, we can probably use Honglu as our main tank around here. Right? Pretty sure the barrier is going to lower the damage in general. Kind of like a protective shield. What? You won? Against my sheep? How dare you! Faust comes in with a swing! How dare you attack our troublemaker! She's the one that at least tries to get them to sleep! Lady Faust! However similar in appearance they may have been to the passengers, verily, this is as though they were in complete want of sense. Like people palified by a whale. Dawn hesitated until the very last moment before raising her weapon to fight them. She hangs her head mournfully. Normally, Faust would have told her more information about those monsters before the fight even began, but this time, she would have not been burdened by the sheer thought of bringing harm to innocent. She has no idea right now, Dawn. Faust began searching the area, closely observing various bodies of the general area of informations. You appear particularly inquisitive today, Miss Faust. Yeah, aren't you usually the one who has all the answers when we are racking our brains trying to come up with something? The sinners were starting to feel that there's something off about Faust's behavior. They might even soon realize that there's something wrong with Faust right now. That's bad. Dawn, they are not dead. Huh? Observe closer. The parts are all tethered to one another by something, are they not? Oh! It appears that the flow of time has ceased in this space. Therefore, it follows that the connection that tethers body to life and away from death remains intact. Oh, well, that's a relief. Almost forgot about that. Faust managed to correctly figure out what's going on with her usual self, even if it took her significantly longer than it usually does. What did I say? We got this, right? What was that about? Nothing! But I've forgotten that not all sinners were content with nodding along to whatever information Faust told us. Oh god, Yeseng is able to tell. The flow of time is ceasing aboard the warp train, is it? Yeah? Or at the very least it's extra slow. Yeseng grew pensive, seeing that Faust's lip parted for a moment before closing shut. I was starting to get a good read on her. It was an unmistakable look of regret, no matter how short-lived. How bait? Would it not be more accurate to muse that the flow of time has de-escalated to the point where, to an extra-dimensional observer, it has slowed down to a stop? What is your perspective regarding this suggestion? Yeah, that's the most rational suggestion, Yeseng. Wait. Did Miss Faust just get something wrong? Wow, Yeseng! Sure, as a time expert right now. Can you summarize it in an easier language now that we're talking about it anyways? Come on, Yeseng, you must have noticed it already. Play along. Come on. Gladly, if you would allow me. Yeseng began to elaborate with a gentle enthusiasm. That was close. To speak in brevity, it can be said that death is not an element aboard this train. And can you maybe speak in a less brevity? To elaborate. Verily, this one's heart is beating still. Dawn lowered her head and listened closely what appears to be a dismembered torso, and shouted with relief. Their state is akin to an unassembled jigsaw puzzle, merely immobilized and separated. Though their corpus has been sundered, the concept of death is at the state of, for all intents and purposes, an eternal delay aboard this train. Existence is, in contendium of moradium, whatever that word is, forced they are to be tethered upon this tiniest, yet tenacious thread of life. I ill understood what had been said here, yet they are not dead all the same, huh? If their severed parts are all connected, then it can be said that no matter how entangled their bodies become, it is not impossible to eventually gather their parts together to form a single passenger. Thus, naturally, we can determine how and why the profession of V-Corp cleanup agent has come to be. I see, because someone will have to categorize and reconstruct the puzzle once the journey is over. It really baffles to me that even a shop like that even exists. Ever seen a wing that wasn't baffling in every sense of that word? Still, I guess that means that as long as the train arrives at the station, they'll all be put back together like nothing has ever happened. From what I've learned through the V-Corp identities, their main job was to gather the chunks of flesh together to bring them back to their original shape before they even boarded the train. It's a lot more visceral when I have to look at it in person. Phew, and that is quite auspicious news amongst ill-tiding indeed. She was already worried that she must have slaughtered the innocent. It soon clicked in me what Faust was, though with some effort, trying to do as I watched Dawn sigh with relief. Maybe Faust was trying to cheer Dawn up in her own way. The other Faust would not find it even necessary to do something like that. But right now, Faust is just doing her best. Right, Faust? You're just trying your best. Even if you get something wrong, it is fine. We have Yeseng for that. He's your backup supporter. Which is currently kind of making it obvious that something is wrong right now, but I'm sure he's going to figure it out in time and probably stop making it that obvious, huh? Dante? What's up? Oh, time to whisper, huh? Right. Indeed. I intend to collect further intelligence. Well, if there's anything I can tell you... Faust cast a dark gaze towards the chunks of flesh. Her gaze remained fixed upon them as she whispered. Are they distortions? Or abnormalities? Oh, yeah, I actually wanted to ask you about that. Dante, come on! They weren't humans, that's for sure. For them, I felt the same sensation that I felt from monsters. Something inexplicit. An unclear sensation of an aura. I felt this somewhere before, I'm sure of it, but I couldn't quite pinpoint the source of the sensation. One thing I do know for sure is that the sensation was not the same feeling that I got from abnormalities, distortion, or even the peccatulas. Oh, that's bad then. If I had to lean one way or the other, I would say they're closer to distortions? I'm sorry, I don't really think they're either of those. Is it difficult to be certain at the moment? Again, I'm not sure how to explain this, but they are very, very similar to distortion, but also so very different. If you had to ask, then I'm gonna guess Faust doesn't know either, huh? Faust may know, but I, at this very moment, have no way of knowing. I feel like I should apologize for that. There's no need, Dante. Though the information you have provided me is rather ambiguous, it has helped me to do something of worth. She's smiling! Woo! She's so expressive today! Even though most times she's kind of sad, but she was actually smiling now! Oh! And collecting intelligence myself and creating deduction based on spare information is quite... She paused, holding a bloody, slimy chunk of flesh in her hand. Did she just smile to herself? With gore in her hand? Yes, Heathcliff, isn't it adorable? Finally, the awakening has begun. Of course. Yeah, totally, Ryasu. Of course she would like that. Oh, Ryasu. No wonder that you wanted to have a normal ticket. Oh god, it's turning red already. That's not a good sign. Oh wait, there's no fight here. Multi-crack office, huh? Okay, and who's waiting for us? No, but seriously, this is good! She's finally gaining emotions! She can do her own thing! Oh, Faust! Please separate yourself from the hive mind. I know it's probably difficult, but it's usually for the best, for the sake of all the Fausts. Huh? After a round of intelligence scattered from Faust, we opened the door to the next cabin, only to be greeted by a loud commotion. Oh, it sounds like there's another survivor. Around here? A passenger in danger! Worry not, for I have arrived to... Oh! Looks like Faust, but isn't Faust. Whoa! Don't come any closer! What the hell are you guys? A four-armed woman suddenly jumps in our way. She appeared without warning. Faust stumbled a little, inadvertently slapped by the figure's swinging arm as she pushed us away. Right, like you gave me any warning before you particularly kicked the door open. Would you mind moving that huge sword out of our faces? It's a bit disconcerting, you know? Threatening? I'm just trying to protect those civilians in this car, okay? Also, is this a bioprosthetic? Must be an old-timer, huh? I thought those things went out of style forever ago. Wow. I wanna see what this old-timer's got left in him? Ooh. Thou art from the north, verily, right? Thy garb is that of the northern, no? But this really isn't the time for it, lass. Anyways, it looks like we're in the same mess here. Make way for us, yeah? She seemed to be sizing us up for a moment. Nah, how do I trust you? You got any proof that you ain't bitten? I'm not gonna let all my efforts protecting this place go to waste. Bitten? The The bloody hell are you talking about? Maybe the vampire is here. Oh, it is from the girl! I forgot her name. She's even worse. Vampires! Vampires everywhere! Weird. You look completely lost. If you were in one of those economic cars, I'm sure you would have seen... Hold on! Are you all from the first class car? Yeah, we just woke up from our capsules. But none of you look very... I mean, aren't the first class seats supposed to be... Well, why didn't you say from the get-go? Name's Sasha, multi-crack office rep. With that, she lowered her weapons and allowed us to pass. Have you not left this car for the duration of the ride, Sasha? Oh no, I haven't. We walked over to T-Corp after picking up on our contracts, but jeez, can you believe that the train broke down like this? Shit, is it even broke in the first place? I'm not feeling hungry or sleepy at all. It stinks of those shady bullshit if you ask me. You can feel all that even in a prosthetic body? Man, how could I live without my favorite hobbies? Drifting into a sweet nap after a pleasant meal. So I made sure to get high quality parts for them, so that I can still feel hungry and sleepy. Hasn't something else of note also occurred? You bet your ass did something else of note go down! How distracting. Is it hard for you to speak without being so hyped about it? Or at least stop swinging your arms around like that? I mean, it's quite dangerous with those swords. Can't really do that, friend. I broke all of my prosthetic arms in a fight, so I'm currently calibrating a new set. Gotta keep swinging them if I want to sync them up with the other parts anytime soon, at least. Anyhow, I don't know what the hell is going on, but people start turning into some weird monster all of a sudden. Haven't gotten a damn clue as to who they are. Don't really seem like they understand us either. Good thing my train car didn't have a lot of those monsters. I just chopped that monster there to pieces and hauled the civilians to this vacant car. Oh no, they're crying. 3,201 red colors. 3,202 red colors. We have decided to protect them, despite the potential risk that they may transform as well. But of course, this is expected duty of any Valorian fixer to stand guard in the front line against the forces of evil to protect the weak. Yeah, well, I've been keeping a close eye on them for the last 3 days, and so far, zero has transformed. Go past this car and you will see what hell on earth really means. Those monsters are constantly trying to claw their way to the front of the train. So if you ask me, I would wager that some shit went down there at one of the train cars in the back, and it kind of spreads like wildfire until it reaches here. I see. And that's all that I can tell you about the situation. So, what's your story? Why did your rich, first-class folk decide to suddenly grace us peasants with your presence? Nothing that's happening here could have made it to your swanky first-class cars, right? So what's your business down here? VCOP has hired us to solve this case. We are... Fixers! Yeah, indeed. Fixers. Asked for a look of reluctant acceptance as she affirmed Don's declaration. Huh? They got every single one of you a first-class ticket? Your office must be rolling in the dough. Wait a goddamn second. So VCOP already knew that this would happen? But are you really contracted to a wing? Not sure if I can trust you. As much as you're well aware of yourself, contracts and contract fulfillment are of paramount importance to a fixer. With that in mind, please recall that VCOP is one of the most secretive wings of the city. So a non-disclosure agreement, huh? Makes sense. I wouldn't want to deal with those earthy guys either. Anyways, I'm still gonna have to ask for proof that you're actually contracted by VCorp. This is the master keycard given to us by VCorp. I believe that it can open most doors aboard this train. Faust produced the master keycard from her pocket. I guess there isn't any other way for us to prove that we're actually contracted by VCorp. A keycard? So you use this to open the path between the first class and the economic class cars. Let's see. VCorp logo. Poor, nice materials. Looks like you're telling the truth. Alright, I won't pry. Not like there's any cash on it for me either. So I guess you gotta go all the way down there for your job, huh? Yes. The fixer finally got out of our way. Then, with one of her free hand, pointed towards the opposite side of the door. Well, it is your funerals, ladies and gents, or your victory lap, if you guys are really that good. Lots of luck to you all. I thank thee for thy words of courage, Fixer Sasha. I shall trust thee with protection of this fortress. Protect the innocent in my stead. Uh-huh. Big sister, are you a fixer? Are you going to save us from the monster in the car behind us? A curious child. Oh, I don't trust you. I'm sorry. I don't trust anyone in a warp train when there's a murder around. Oh, anyone could be infected. It's only a matter of time before they show signs, huh? Huh? Just as we were about to reach the other end of the car, a little passenger pulled Don's coattail. I forsooth. Whoa, are you a famous fixer? Forsooth once again. Thou mayest know me as a profound, illustrious fixer. Whoa, I want to be a fixer too, just like you. Don't pester the lady. I'm sorry, she's my daughter and... But then again, she has a family. Maybe she's fine. Oh, worry not thyself. This is no bother indeed. No bother at all. Thou must dream of becoming a fixer thyself, little squire. It is fortunate that someone like yourself is aboard the train. Your presence ensures that child's survival. What's it talking about all of a sudden? Come on, there's no need to keep up appearance between people of the same line of work, right? I'm just here to collect some sweet emergency contract fees from each and every one of them. Are you two on something or what? I see. I don't think Don needs to hear what you just said. Didn't know you could be like that, Faust. Be like what? You knew there was no way that the fixer was actually there to protect them out of pure goodwill, but you decided to go along with Don's delusion anyways. Am I right? Or maybe she actually believed it for once. Well, that was a good move. I was getting worried about what might happen if she started acting out again. You saw the twinkle in her eyes too, right? Don's always been an energetic one, but she's been especially bouncy today. Eyes. Faust trotted towards Sasha with a question. I have one last thing to inquire. It will be 30k per inquiry. That is quite an unsound decision to make for someone who claims to be in the same line of work as us. Have you considered the possibility that once our contract is successfully completed, we should include reference to a particular corporation associated fixer in our report to Vico? Whoa, are you serious? Well then, let me hear it. Were the eyes of the monster you faced red by any chance? Sasha paused his swinging arm for a moment upon hearing that question, appearing to either be in thought or trying to recall something, and then answered. I don't know. It was a pretty hectic battle in a narrow alleyway, so I didn't really have to wear witherall to get a good look into their eyes. Is it something important? Well, for one, my prosthetic eye is red. That passenger over there got red eyes. Oh, and you there. The lady with the big sword also got red eyes. What, is someone out there paying cash for information on red eyes or something? No. Well, it might be related to the stuff that happened with the bunny guys. They all got red eyes because of their identities, right? If they can't be distortion, abnormalities, or peccatulas, they might actually be related to random identities again. Interesting. Good catch, Faust. I almost forgot about that fact. Either way, it was a question of no significance. Faust nodded lightly in her direction, then opened the door to the next car. Gah! It was just as we had feared. The scene that appeared before us looked like it came straight out of a painting of hell. At least one person joined the view. There were multiple corpses along the ceiling and the walls. Oh, yeah. Okay, 1 second. I need to double check with my time. Ah, shoot, I need to make a cut. Yep, I'm pretty sure that I need to make a cut. Shoot, but we were about to get into the red cast when the painting of hell starts with the vampires and red eyes. I'm probably going to record a little extra today, simply because we're just getting into the murder train. I hope you guys had fun with today's part, and I'll see you in the next part when we're going to jump headfirst into Ryosha's Wonderland, right? This is probably Ryosha's paradise right now. Anyways, until next time, bye bye!